Hello everyone and welcome back. Excuse the rather messy side here and a Christmas tree. If this is going to be evergreen content, then it's definitely going to be evergreen. Anyway, I had a request to talk about character concepts in classless RPGs such as Mythras. So I've separated out this video into various sections, and in each section I'm going to give you some ideas about making a character in a classless system and an example as well. Okay then, so yeah, let's get on with it. Okay, so I think the first thing that you need to decide about your character is the role of your character. Define its role. What do you want the character to actually be? Do you want it to be a frontline fighter or wise healer or behind the scenes researcher? And remember, you don't have to conform to the normal classes, so you can start to mix and match. So you can start to talk about an excellent swords person with magical flair or something like that, or have something that is like a fighter that uses herbs to heal. And it's really important that you almost like let your brain wander from the classes and almost like reduce or get rid of the stereotypes that those classes that make us think about. So for an example, we might think of a character who uses archery, and immediately we're thinking of a ranger, and it's going to be all to do with herbs and the forest and things like that. But really and truly, you can change that quite nicely. And for example, you might want to do archery, but you might want to be like a sniper, an assassin or something like that. Or even somebody who uses magic to create magical arrows and fire it at people. And I think that's probably the hardest thing about a classless RPG, is that you need to remove all those stereotypes and decide what your character actually wants to be. When you are defining your character, also don't only think of the positives, also think of the negatives or the barriers that that character may have. So as well as thinking that it's going to be a very strong fighter, what's it not good at? And again, try not to fall into the stereotypes. Oh, I'll be really strong but low intelligence or something like that. You know, try to mix and match and just let your brain wander. Okay, so next up, I would definitely start to think of attributes or characteristics and start to think, okay then, I've got this character, what do they look like? What are they able to do? Are they mighty strong, or are they really intelligent? Do they have a lot of power or personality? Are they sickly and do not have a lot of constitution? Are they quite not very good at agility skills and things like that? And start to think, okay then, what does my character look like? How does he or she behave? What are their personality, and how does that link back to those characteristics and attributes? And try to get that feel. Now, obviously, from the first one, if you want a character, you decided that your character is going to be an expert martial artist, then some of those actual characteristics come quite naturally, such as dex, agility, or strength. But remember, they could also be very wise or very knowledgeable. And almost like, I find it's helpful to almost like rate them or decide which attributes I'm not going to plow a lot of points in, and see them almost like as a negative for the character. Okay, so next up, my number 3 to think about is, what impact did your characters' younger lives or lives up to their adventuring time, how did they impact on your character? What did they learn there? What did they develop then that has influence what they do today? You know, so it might be that you create a narrative for this, and you might sort of like say that, you know, when they were young, they were really good with animals and they really wanted to protect animals, etc. They might have got into a fight with a bully or something like that when they were younger, and that might lead them to being worshipping an animal god or goddess. And remember, you know, it's a classless system. So although you are a theist, a cleric, you don't have to heal. You don't have to buff. You know, you could be a frontline fighter and have spells that actually support you fighting or allow you to shape change or something like that. You might also think that your character was born in the slums or were part of a bustling port city. So what did they learn from there? What did they pick up from other people as they were watching? Did they understand negotiation and commerce, etc. from those times? Or did they perfect their pickpocketing skills or how to sail a ship? Okay, so next up, it's a bit like thinking about a unique trait about your character. This thing, this trait, this way of thinking, this personality, this ability that actually sets it apart from other characters. That distinctive personality quirk or memorable piece of equipment or something that they've seen or something that they're aiming for in life. And although you have this in a class system, in Mithras with the classless system, it can be really interesting and really add to your character, not necessarily giving it a huge background, but giving it this idea of there's something special about it. There's something special about their goals in life or how they achieve something. One of my favorite types of magic in Mithras is animism. And I think it really opens up character, the opportunities for characters that look completely different but still have that alliance with the spirit world. You know, they could be shamans or they could be, you know, guild masters that have spirits that help them to negotiate and improve their skills. So it's really important that you sort of like take a step away from stereotypes and, you know, the normal everyday classes that you see. And the final thing that I would say to you is to jot down a whole load of ideas and then carry on thinking about them and developing them. And we all know that RPGs can be dangerous. So, you know, you might have an opportunity to use one of the other ideas. But sometimes I feel that if you've got lots of options and you start to think about them, then you can actually develop that concept a lot more. Don't take everything at face value in the rule book. For example, mysticism is a wonderful type of magic, but I've created up warlock type fighters using mysticism. I've made up bards who are a mystic, and you know, I've made up paladins that have theist spells and folk magic spells, but also don heavy armor and sword and shield. So don't fall into the trap of thinking, okay, then I want to be a theist, I'm going to be a cleric. Look at the magic itself and where the magic originates from, and talk to your GM to see whether or not you can make subtle changes to the system in the campaign to allow for your character to actually be different and unique or quirky. So those are just my ideas about thinking about character concepts. And if you have any of your own, please do pop them in the comments below and share them with everybody who's watching. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more RPG tips and tricks and, well, lots of fun. Thank you for your support. I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you all next time. And if you want to see Mithras combat in action, then watch this video next.